Hello, hello. I've arrived. Artist, archivist, future man, and tonight, theoretical medical professional. You can call me Tiberius Vanderfield. Hello, hello. Arknights. Yes, so to those of you who follow me on Twitter may have heard that I have injured my hand. But yes, specifically the injury was from a dog bite, my dog specifically. But yeah, he had been startled by the fireworks, and I was attempting to calm him down, and he didn't like that I was approaching him, it seems. But yeah, I imagine he probably just kind of didn't understand the situation very well. But yeah, this isn't the first time that he has been exposed to fireworks, but he's definitely been, he's been to the vet recently for other issues. So he's been a little bit under a bit more stress than usual this year. Yeah, he had hurt his paw recently, which had also put him a little bit on edge. Yeah, anyway, so hand is recovering pretty well. But yeah, still not perfect, but it's good enough for me to stream with, I imagine. Yeah, probably could have streamed yesterday, but I was a little bit tired. Yeah, a little bit tired, and I was still a little bit sore. Yeah, an interesting thing about it is if I don't elevate the hand, it starts to sort of swell up and get a bit painful. And yesterday it was still doing that a fair amount. Today, fortunately, because I've been at work most of the day, today that hasn't really been an issue. But yes, anyway, so all that being said, it is time to get back into Arknights. But before we get into the game, let's get into the business. So tonight, once again, is Arknights. Tomorrow is almost certainly going to be Uma Musume. I wanted to make that something to do as sort of a little bonus at some other point later in the week, maybe, but I don't know. I don't think I'm going to end up doing extra streams this week, so I think I'm just going to make my non-Arknight stream this week be the Uma Musume stream. But yes, definitely I've been interested in playing that. I wanted to play that last week also, but dog bite. So, let's see. What else is there to say? Oh, right. So yeah, so as someone who has been a fan of Uma Musume since before the game was released in English, I hadn't played it, of course, but before the game was released in English, it's definitely very interesting to see sort of see it hit a much wider audience, including an audience of people who are not already, definitely the mainstream audience and the audience that I find myself in, which is fan of, I don't know if I would say obscure, but obscure in the West, perhaps. Largely untranslated Japanese media. Yeah, seeing things from my circle, so to speak, be exposed to people from outside of the circle is definitely very interesting, because there's a lot of things that I simply take for granted that simply, oh, of course it is like this, that is simply how things are, that other people with different life experiences do not simply take as givens. But yes, I think I had mentioned it before, but Northern Lion, who is a streamer that I'm familiar with but don't watch frequently. Yeah, I've been watching some clips of his, I was going to say playthrough, but I guess you sort of play through it multiple times, of his playing of Uma Musume. And it's definitely been very interesting. Yeah, I watched part of his first stream, and then I'd been watching clips of the second and now third. And it was definitely very interesting to see him go from, I'm going to try this game, but I don't necessarily think I'm going to like it, to being incredibly invested in each and every horse that he trains. But yes. Anyway, where was I? Right, Uma Musume, tomorrow, probably. There is a chance that I go back to playing Guardians of Azuma like I had initially planned, but I think, I don't know, since I've already mentioned it, I might as well go through with it. and then Saturday will be Arknights once again. So yes. So, beyond that, my work schedule has changed a little bit. So, I do work on Tuesdays now. I didn't previously. But yeah, I work on Tuesdays now. So that's going to... It shouldn't offset the stream too much, but since I don't have time to get things done, I don't have time to do things... Yeah. I don't have as much time to get things done, well before stream. So anything that doesn't get done in the morning or that I don't have enough time to do in the morning, I have to do after I get home from work. So that can possibly delay things. Part of why I was delayed today, but not the entirety of it. But yes. So anyway, so I don't plan to stop streaming on Tuesdays. Initially I had chosen Monday and Tuesday because they were days that I didn't work. And Saturday because it was a day that I didn't work a lot. But yes. So I'm going to keep up the Monday-Tuesday schedule, I think, just for consistency's sake, if nothing else. Though actually, now that I think about it, Monday, Wednesday might be a little bit more convenient going forward. Because yeah, that would give me, if I'm behind on getting the VOD from Monday ready, because I won't have as much time to do things in the morning and afternoon. I won't have any time to do things in the afternoon because I'll be at work. Anyway, but yes, all of this is to say, if I don't have time to get the VOD ready in the morning, having the evening of Saturday to do that would also be very convenient for me. So that's worth considering. Yeah, I've talked myself into it. I think I'm going to go to Monday, Wednesday, Saturday. Because again, Tuesday and Wednesday are effectively the same day to me now. Yeah, Thursday and Friday are days that I work later, so they are different. So those are definitely days where I almost certainly would not be able to start stream at the usual time. But yes, anyway. So, times. You can expect the Wednesday stream, tomorrow's stream, to be around 7:30, possibly closer to 8. Yeah, around 7:30 to 8 p.m. And yeah, once again, that will most likely be Musume unless I have a crisis of conscience and decide to go back to what I had initially planned. And then the Saturday stream will be more Arknights. But yes, the Saturday stream will also be at 7:30 p.m. Central Time, and because I will have the day and the afternoon and all that off, I do expect I expect there to be very little chance that anything will delay the stream. But yes. So yeah. So, with all that, video games, Arknights perhaps even. But yes. So yeah. Definitely it's a little bit difficult for me to get back into streaming whenever I end up taking an unplanned break. Yeah, it always feels a little bit awkward getting back into things. Yeah, part of it is just sort of a certain pressure I tend to put on myself. When I'm not streaming, I tend to feel bad about not streaming, and when I feel bad, I don't want to stream. So a lot of the time, I end up not streaming. I probably could have streamed yesterday, really, but I didn't. Yeah, again, with the physical stress that I've been putting in, combined with just sort of the mental stress from that I just mentioned, it just ended up not being the sort of day that I would want to stream because I exhausted myself. But yeah, I said I was tired, but it would be more accurate to say that I tired myself out overthinking. But yeah, I don't know. I don't want to be too down, but I do want to be genuine, basically. I know there's a lot of people who struggle with these sorts of things as well, and I want to sort of demonstrate that, people who do stream also deal with this. I want to be genuine. But yes, not going to dwell on it again, because again, I do like to try to keep it fairly positive here. But yes, one thing I'm positive about is that this mission has been a pain. So yes, hopefully it won't be as such for much longer, but it certainly has been. So yeah, so far we have not come up with a satisfactory conclusion to the mission. But I feel like we're in a somewhat better position, probably a substantially better position really, than we have been at any previous point. Yeah, we went over this a bit in the last Arknights stream. More of an Arknights themed stream. We didn't play the game per se, but yes. So we've reconfigured the team pretty substantially. Some things are the same, but a lot has changed. So yeah, looking at the team again now, I'm kind of second guessing the choice to put Glaucus on the team. She does have the extra damage against drones, but again, with her range, positioning might be a little bit awkward. I know I'd been planning to be a little bit more daring with how I position my units, my ranged units. Because again, usually I try to very, very, very heavily focus on not getting them anywhere that they even potentially could be attacked. Which is not necessarily a bad instinct to have, but not necessarily the best one to have in every circumstance. So yeah, so we'll see if I can swing Glaucus and Steward as a combo to take out the drone. If that doesn't work out very well, we'll switch Glaucus back to Meteor. Anyway, other than that, I'm suddenly less confident in my choice in Midnight as well. We could definitely have someone more apt than him, I think. He's not a bad unit by any means, but I definitely think we could do better. I don't know what we would do to improve upon him, but I definitely feel like I initially picked him probably with the thought that he would deal with the casters in the early mission, and that's certainly something that he can do. But I think that, having figured out, or having thought of Cantabile, I feel like she's probably going to be more useful for that. Yeah, I did actually do some more damage calculations earlier, and Cantabile is able to do pretty decent damage. She's able to take out a caster leader in the time of her, within the space of time from her buff from Penetrating Gaze. But yes. So, I guess that doesn't matter too much, that specific timing, but anyway, this is to say that she can take out an enemy in about 16-ish seconds. It's a little bit faster than that, actually. Yeah, it's a little bit faster than that because she gets the attack speed bonus from Protean. But I didn't do the calculations. Yeah, I didn't do the calculations on that. I did do the calculations, but I didn't realize exactly hi Alt. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well today. Thank you for dropping by. Yeah, I did do the calculations with Protean, but I forgot to check what level of effect Cantabile had. So the numbers that I ran were slightly off because I thought her potential was higher than it is. Yeah, I thought her trust was lower and her potential was higher. Anyway, so that all is somewhat immaterial, though. Anyway, one way or the other, Cantabile will cleanly be able to take out the casters. She'll get to use, she'll be able to cleanly take out the casters. That's all we need to know, really. And yeah, doing that quickly will allow us to clear up a lot of space in the early game, which will allow us to then start positioning our units in a hopefully effective and useful way. So yes. So, we want to put down Scavenger. I need to... Now that I think about it, I'm not 100% sure what the... So Cantabile is going to be within that caster's attack range. And I don't think that she can... Oh, never mind. Okay, I was going to say I don't think that she can kill them, but she definitely can. I hadn't really considered the... Okay. So, she can't actually kill them. But she can get pretty darn close.
I've arrived.
Yeah, I was hoping to not need to... Ooh.
There we go.
You know, let's not be foolish. Let's just retreat early.
Retreat! I'll cover your escape.
Yeah, I was going to say...
Make sure you don't get hit.
Yeah, I was going to say that I didn't want to deploy a medic if I could avoid it. And maybe that is still a good instinct to have, but yeah, we're going to need a medic to heal. We're going to need a medic to heal Scavenger anyway, so there's no reason to be foolish about it.
I know what to do.
So yes, so with the aid of a medic, she will be able to take out the caster leader. We can place her before we place the medic. I don't know if that's necessarily going to be to our benefit, but it's something that we can do. But yes. I think we want to try to divert the caster's attention.
Keep writhing in the gutter.
With them as they are, they are definitely going to perish before they cause any real problems for us, but... So yeah, so now we have some more choices to make about who we want to deploy and where. And I believe that what we decided on broadly was that we wanted to have Moose and such over here. Moose isn't necessarily the only unit that we want here, but we want Moose here to be able to deal with the shielded soldiers. The armored soldiers, I believe they are. Alright, so yeah, so it looks like she doesn't quite have the power necessary to deal with this all on her own. Which isn't a huge deal, because she doesn't need to, but... I feel like we want to deploy Matoya Maru a little bit early. Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily normally love this kind of deployment, but I'm definitely not loving this kind of deployment, to be honest.
Cleaning work is my specialty. Standing up to me? Ballsy!
I feel like we're maybe not in the best situation. But yes, Pure Stream...
Really fighting.
I feel like we're not getting the best use out of Pure Stream either. Oh, we also should have redeployed Cantabile, but it's fine. But yes, Pure Stream will do okay. She will get hit a little bit, but that's fine.
Just how long my blade shall rip you
She
in
will
your
get
fork
frozen a little bit, which is less than fine, but...
Doctor?
Okay, hold on. We are now entering into the phase where we need to deal with casters.
Keep writhing in the gutter.
So, I think that we want...
Hurry up.
I think that we want to retreat, actually, now. But...
Roar of my chainsaw.
Because, yeah, we are in a failure state, I think.
Understood.
But... we're not going to give up.
I'm aware of what I'm doing.
We should have used Waifu for this, actually. We still can. Oh, nope, never mind. Okay, well, it's fine. So yeah, so that's a failure state for us, yes. Okay.
The situation is getting worse. Should we retreat?
So yes.
We can come back when we're stronger.
We were definitely too aggressive with Pure Stream, I think. Definitely too aggressive with Pure Stream. Should have waited to place units after her, if at all possible. I'm trying to remember now what we were deciding, because, you know, I did do the whole video, but I didn't take very detailed notes about my strategy.
Heading out. EMP. Ready
But yeah,
to fire.
definitely I could have been a little bit more...
You've gone astray.
I could have used Cantabile a little bit better. I can say that much with confidence. Yes. This might not be ideal. Yeah, so she's going to get the attack debuff, or the attack speed debuff.
Garbage.
She will take out
I'm
the
listening.
caster still without too much trouble, but still not the ideal situation. I think we were wanting to put Gummy down, now that I think about it. And I think that we want to try and start taking out the slugs a little bit sooner as well, if we can. Yeah, this is not bad. Maybe not ideal, but it's not bad either. Because yeah, Scavenger's doing fine. Gummy is able to... Uh-oh.
There is no turning back.
Alright, maybe
for you.
Scavenger's not doing fine.
Last resort.
So yes. Waifu will take that guy out. Antibi will take this guy out. And the great cycle of life will continue.
Hear the roar of my chainsaw.
Yeah, now I'm definitely wondering what I was thinking.
Don't worry if you see fire. That's just a side effect.
This probably isn't a good strategy, but it could work.
Water delivery.
Alright, so yes, we should have retreated Waifu a while ago.
Let my
As
special be.
yes, Cantabile as well. So yes. Steward.
Got it.
You get no sympathy.
This is looking pretty okay. I do think,
Doctor?
with how things are, we're definitely going to want Hibiscus in a different position.
Fresh blood coats my saw and boils the whole battlefield.
Okay. Okay, I think I'm going to want to Waifu there. Yes, not bad, not bad. So now we can deploy Cantabile. She can start taking out this caster leader. Yeah, the other one is going to end up on the other side. Alright, we're not going to take out the caster leader, unfortunately, at least not now. Glaucus is going to get shot a little bit, but that's okay. I'm not too upset about that idea. Yes, between her and Steward, the drone should go down pretty quickly. We want to make sure that she is using her skill so that we can get a lot of healing and, most importantly, start spreading around status resistance.
Anyone hungry?
Ideally, we don't want Blaze to be frozen if we can help it. Okay. So yeah, now we might want to actually...
Time to fall.
It might be... Uh-oh. Alright, who just went down?
Hurry up.
Who did just go down? I'm not sure.
Okay.
Oh, did I still have Waifu out or something? I must have, yeah. Anyway.
There we go.
So yeah, so this is definitely not the... actually, I could have placed
Doctor?
Hibiscus facing right and just positioned her further back.
I can fight.
That probably would have been ideal. So yeah, actually... Glaucus isn't long for this world, so let's retreat her.
For me?
Anyway. I think we want to get some extra damage in from Waifu.
Too far.
Yeah, reduce the... Okay, Cantabile, please destroy this creature.
My blood's only gonna make this place hotter. Don't be afraid.
We want aggressive healing.
Bathe in fresh blood.
Cantabile is not going to survive for very long, so we'll retreat her. We get Waifu back out, and hopefully she will help us deal with... Uh-oh. Alright, I think it's more important to reinforce up top.
The fist executes.
Yes. We want her retreated now, though, so we can get her on cooldown faster.
Push forward, Commander.
Yeah, the Ice Cleaver, the first Ice Cleaver just sort of happened without me paying attention. So evidently that went pretty well. Yeah, the first Ice Cleaver is just nowhere to be seen, so clearly that was fine. So yeah, I think we've got this.
Last resort. Go ahead.
Yeah, second one went down. Yeah, so we've won, I think.
Shaking their boots.
So yeah, we just barely didn't have enough defense up top, basically, to deal with one enemy. So if we had switched to a defender, we probably could have made that happen. But yeah, pretty good. Honestly, I was expecting that to take about an hour or so, but it was one attempt. Not bad. That's it. Yeah, I'm a little bit beside myself now. I'm not sure what to do. I mean, I guess we have the game to play. I could talk about the cutscene as I usually do. Voice act the cutscene, perhaps even. But yeah, I was expecting this to be basically just an hour more of me attempting this stage, possibly with a success at the end, and then I just call it for the night. But it looks like I actually have to stream normally now. So yeah, I guess that's another example of the sort of break time jitters that I get. But yes, anyway. A trap? Was that attack back there just a feint? She keeps cutting up my team. The whole unit will be worthless. I have to contact them right away. Why can't I move my fingers? Why am I shivering? I can't let her get me. Ugh. Project Red, don't kill her. Is it her? Yes, definitely. It's her scent. Ick, ache. He is no wolf. But the scent is real. The scent of a true wolf. The first true wolf. True wolf? Filthy cub. Don't move. How can I? My muscles won't even respond. Can you control me? He tried to use a wolf technique, a bite she learned from wolves. He wants to fight back. I can sever her spine and paralyze her. No need for that. Okay. Wait, you? I know you. Finally found you. Traitor. You traitor. I found the traitor. And you are? Ilya's daughter, Ludmilla? Shut up. You have no right to speak my father's name. Ursus destroyed all the lab and all the scientists. Is that what you think? How dare you? It was you. You're the disgusting traitor who sold out my father with Sergei, who sold out all the scientists. Your hair is the same color as his. What are you talking about? Why would you... Don't move. Ah! You're wondering why I have no reaction to your accusations? Because you're scum. Scum. And what type of scum should I be? Should I be a coward, out for wealth and luxury? Or should I be cruel and calculating, doing whatever it takes to achieve my goals? The me standing here before you, does it fit your image? Never thought you were a heartless, cold-blooded woman. Did Sergei give you a heartfelt confession before you killed him? What are you... Did you know he was Alex and Misha's father? Huh. Alex helped me find him. Reunion took in Alex, killed his father, and hunted down his sister. Huh. Project Red, let her move. Okay. What do you want? I gave you a chance to kill me. A chance? You know what you're saying? You're giving up on life? You want to repent like Sergei, who sat on the top of Chernobog after selling out his colleagues? Oh, you'll regret it. You'll regret everything you did. No regrets, I always say. But actually, there is one massive regret I will share with you today. But I'm afraid it has nothing to do with your father. I'll kill you. I'm going to kill you. Ah. Swallow the bitterness of the dead. Fog? It's arts. No, not fog. This is smoke. The nervous system simulates a smoke-emitting organ in the oral cavity. It is indeed an originium art that relies on this infected organ. You stand there talking your mouth off. You're beyond saving. Are you so scared you can't even show it? Why did you betray my father? Why did you betray the scientist? Why? Tell me why. It's Rector Calcite. Yudmila, I only barely made it out alive myself. You expect me to believe this? Huh. Your father read you Truth and Justice, didn't he? Give a 5-year-old a book like that? Ilya really had no sense. But he loved that book. One summer day he carried you and the book past the window, the bushes orange against the sun. He made you wave to me. You pouted and turned your head. Enough. That night he asked me, what if we just sealed up the sarcophagus and never told the Ursus about the machines inside? Would we be able to save more people? Would we be able to prevent the Ursus from using these machines in battle? Are you saying all this to confuse me? Ilya was one of the scientists who came up with the plan to seal the sarcophagus, and his convictions influenced his entire life. You have his fighting spirit, but there was more to him than that. Yudmila, you call me a traitor, you want to kill me. You could do that, but when you choose violence, you are doomed to one day meet something stronger than you. Could you be more arrogant? No one, no caster can penetrate my fog. You have no idea where I am. You're going to die screaming. I need you to die screaming. For the scientists, for the infected, I have to kill you, you Ursus puppet, you piece of trash. Do I look like a caster to you? I am infected, though. You got that right. Come, monster. Huh? What's that? How? Your spine? I guess you can see through the fog, huh? How? What are you... What is that? I am not a caster. I've never relied on originium arts. Go, monster. Ah! What is it? What is that thing? Ah, don't touch me. Let me go. Let go of me. Why can't I pierce its shell? Ah! Don't touch me. Get away. Annihilate. Ah! Falling object above her. You're too excited. The building is going to collapse. Don't let her get crushed. No. Doesn't really pick up my humming very well. Oop. Just kill me. What? You can obviously kill me easily. Don't tell me you're the type who plays with their prey. If I can't kill you, what do I have to live for? Just remember, even if I'm dead, I've still cursed you forever. Are you truly prepared to die? Do you want to die? If I am your traitor, will you feel better after killing me? No more talking. I'll kill you, I will. Ilya was my student and my friend. Your father was one of my finest researchers. His dedication and selflessness could have pushed Ursus at least 5 years into the future. I don't want to hear anymore. Why do you insist on telling me this stuff? You do want to hear it, because you've always doubted yourself. You never let Sergei explain himself, so I'll do it for him. I don't betray people, not even Sergei. He was indecisive, but not greedy. The Ursus authorities had his newborn son and daughter. He gave up your father's location to save their lives. And now, Alex and Misha are dead. He wasn't able to save anyone in the end. If I had gone to save Misha, maybe she and Skull Shatterer would still be alive. No, no way. Look how powerful you are. Why didn't you save my father? Because I couldn't. I couldn't have convinced your father to leave the Institute. Lyudmila, I sent you to Syracuse before I left Chernobog, and yet you went back. Oh, you're so like your father. Sometimes willpower trumps time itself. You would always return to Chernobog, just like you would meet me here. So this is all meaningless? Everything my father did, everything I did, was for nothing? No. The researchers died to protect our secret. Ursus to this day has no way to analyze the contents of the sarcophagus. They've given up and sealed off the installation. Now, there's just a little energy left to harness, powering the core of Chernobog. If I betrayed anyone, it's the Empire of Ursus. Your father's efforts meant something. Even if Ursus has long since covered it all up, you can remember. I will remember. But all that you did? What was that for? Ursus purged the entire Institute and slaughtered every scrap of compassion in any of their scientists. The real traitor was the Empire itself. Look at you. You've killed Sergei. You've killed a man who couldn't protect his own children. Now you're in Lung Men. If you and your infected friends really manage to take over the city, what will you do to the uninfected? Massacre them all? Enslave them? Exile them all to the wilderness and let them die of exposure? Cut them all with Originium, turn them into infected and spread your pain to them? Or will you peacefully coexist with them? Could you do that, Lyudmila? Could Reunion, as it is now, do that? Is that how you want to build your infected nation? Or is that how you want to fight Ursus? If the latter, why come to Lung Men? If you seek to terrify your enemies, what can you do to be more terrifying than Ursus? Alshai, Sight, is confused. She is scared. She wants to run. Monster, return. Is that okay? You can hear me. Crown Slayer. Your hate, as well as that of your movement, has been used and abused, toyed with. Think of your father. Remember what Ilya taught you. Think, on whom do you want revenge? The one leading you down this path of terror and assassination. Your leader is not a sane person. Your leader has no heart. A leader true to her ideals would not let someone else die for them, much less let someone commit murder on their behalf. Run. Leave this place. Take a different path. Take a path that can truly change this world, if that's what you want. Her scent is gone. Did you always want to see her? Why not kill her? Should we kill a homeless hyena, even if the home isn't real? A hard question. I don't know. Project Red, you think killing me would make her happy? No. He is in pain. We are not the law. We cannot judge people. We have the power to kill others, but no power to claim it is right to do so. If she took pleasure in the act of murder, I would have killed her on the spot without question. I know. She is not happy. Her breathing is erratic. She has now become a virus, a unique strain spreading unease among the infected fanatics of Chernobog. How many years does a person live, and how many paths can they take? We spend more time blind than we do seeing the truth. But then, seeing the truth and making a choice are two different things. When she awakens from this dream of collective revenge, she will leave Reunion. But even so, Sergei's blood and that of the people of Chernobog will always be on her hands. Project Red, when you make a choice, there is no going back. I understand. I will do my best. I will only kill wolves. Good girl. You remember that scent? I remember. What is it like? Not bad. It's a bloody smell, but not like you were just saying, with the heart and stuff. How silly. Lula's a Draco. How could she be a wolf? Hmm. Time to go? Yes, let's go. The temperature is dropping. We're running out of time. Let's step up our efficiency.
Some of them got away. I'm disappointed in you.
I'm not. I'm quite pleased with our result. But yes, we could have improved that again. Probably. Yeah, I'm trying to think. When did the enemy slip by? Yeah, I definitely think that if we had changed some things up a little bit earlier, we probably could have gotten a better result there. But yeah, we probably could have, instead of Midnight, used perhaps Savage and gotten rid of some enemies a little bit faster on the top lane. Yeah, unfortunately, we didn't do yeah, the idea of separating out the slugs and whatnot didn't work as well as I was hoping for. Yeah, I didn't have the teams as separated as they probably should have been if that was my aim, which it was, but oh well. But yeah, for a first real attempt, I suppose it technically wasn't my first attempt per se, because we did stop an attempt very early on. But yes. So, anyway, with that, let's get on into Operation 612, which I, again, definitely was not expecting to play today. So yes, let's read the description here. Yeti Squadron has placed special Originium facilities around the battlefield. Please be prepared to respond accordingly. Alright, Originium Ice Crystals. Periodically releases a frigid wave that will inflict cold to affected allied units. So yeah, so it does show up on the map, or at least I'm assuming that's what this glowing object is. So yes, very ominous that, but no time to worry too much. But yeah, given circumstances, I feel like we could probably swap out Waifu and Cantabile at this point. Again, I try not to make too many adjustments too far in advance because we simply have no way of knowing what the future will bring. But I think we're going to swap a few other units back in. You might want to have another Vanguard, but yeah, unless I have reason to believe otherwise, or unless I have reason to believe I want to do otherwise, we're going to swap Frostleaf and Meteorite back in. So yeah, we're going to keep Pure Stream on, because again, we want to be able to give status resistance. I was thinking that Life Spring would be more valuable, but I think if we want to spread status resistance in the way that we were, yeah, if we wanted to spread status resistance, Healing Waves would probably be better. I'm trying to think, do we have... Yes, okay. Yes, we do have her skill active, or we have her talent active. I was thinking that well, yeah, I knew that it was unlocked at Elite 1. I guess for some reason I wasn't 100% sure that she was at Elite 1, but yeah, she is indeed. But yeah, again, I was sort of thinking of Life Spring as being a good way to get status resistance on a lot of our units. But I realize now that we've played through that mission, I feel like it didn't quite fulfill the role that I was looking for. Because again, there's nothing, even though she can heal a lot of units with Life Spring, there's nothing saying that she will heal more than just the units that she, she's not going to heal everyone with it in the same way that she would with Healing Waves. But yeah, so again, if we're going to be in situations where a lot of units are potentially going to be inflicted with status effects, then probably this would be good, because this allows us to preemptively add status resistance. Yeah, at will. Whereas again, Life Spring is dependent on the relevant unit needing to be healed. Yeah, which is not always going to be true. Yeah, in a way, I guess I was sort of thinking of the slugs and whatnot, but again, we want the status resistance before they inflict the status, I'm pretty sure. I don't... Because, yeah, the way that status resistance works is it halves the duration of status effects that afflict you, like cold and whatnot. Yeah, it halves the duration of them, but it doesn't, from the way it was described to me, again, as halving the duration, reducing the duration by half. I'm assuming that means that when it is applied for half as long as it normally would be. And I don't think that getting status resistance after you have the status condition necessarily affects the remaining duration of it. It's possible that it could, but I don't think that's the case. So yeah, so again, Life Spring allows us to heal units who already have been damaged, but it doesn't do anything for those who are about to get hit with a move that inflicts status resistance, or inflicts a status condition. So anyway, like I was saying, healing waves. No real reason to change anything else. We might want to pop another Vanguard back on the team. Probably swap Midnight out. Vanguard, not Guard. I don't know if we want to pick up Vigna again, but I feel like I want to give her some more time to shine.
I'll learn from others' battle techniques.
Alright. Pardon? Alright, let us begin 612. All the reunion teams I could reach have pulled out. That's a lot of people. Incredible. Like a river. There will be a river out there in the wilderness. River of refugees. There's Ursus and Lungmenites out there. Infected and ordinary folk alike. No matter what they came with, they're leaving empty-handed. They thought there was a place that would take them. Now they know there's never anywhere that they could have gone. This river won't flow forever. It sounds so sad. Pick that up from Big Daddy. No wonder anyone would get sentimental at a time like this. Big Daddy was here. He would have won the fight and it wouldn't have come to this, huh? It's the luck of the draw. No use thinking about how things could have been. Get ready. I'll go talk it over with the Phantom Crossbowmen. Don't rush me. It's not like I don't know. Hurry up already. Quit screwing around. I'm pretty choked up too. Are you sure? It's the Yeti squad. What about Amiya and her people? They're already on their way. Amiya said to tell you to take it easy. She knows better than to tell me that. It's me, Blaze. When do I ever take it easy? Blaze, where are you going? Save lives. Fair enough. Crossbowmen, wait up. Yetis, what are you doing? It's Sister Frostnova. She's growing weak. We can't keep this up for long. We exhausted her energy, pushing back Lungmen's forces. We may not wake up for a while. You mean you want us to take her with us? But we aren't going back to Chernobog. Faust didn't want Mephisto to go back. We're begging you. We want Sister to be together with Patriot in the end. We know they're not exactly getting along right now, but their bond is stronger than blood. So please, we beg of you. And what will you do? We'll cover you. If we don't hold them back, the Lungmenites will catch you in no time. Once you're all far enough away from Lungmen that you're no longer a threat to them, they'll give up the chase. But that means you guys will live by the sword, die by the sword. We're okay with dying in battle. The future that Sister Frostnova spoke of is still a ways away, but we don't need to see it for ourselves. We owe you our lives. That's nothing. You're saving our sister. We will do what you ask of us. I swear it. Take these arm guards and put on this protective suit. What for? Our sister is far too cold for you. She is so light. The arts have emptied her body. Easy now. Easy. Don't wake her. Look at her. Look how softly she sleeps. Goodbye, sister. We'll be waiting for you. Alright then. Let's move on. It's us that's moving on. We'll meet again, Yetis. Not too soon, I hope. Are we going to die? What are you crying for? Are you a Yeti or not? Are you not crying? What am I crying about? You forget what Sister said? She said not to cry. Right, she said not to cry. More than a decade ago, she said not to cry. So I don't want to see any tears. We don't get to cry, because we haven't won yet. Once we win, once we're free. Once we're free, we'll cry our eyes out in the wilderness, in the snow, and the stacks of wheat piled high will be bawling. Sister was crying as she said it, you know? She was only 9 at the time. We're all a little older than her. Without her, we would have died in that mine. Did you bring the sauce? Bring the what? I thought we weren't allowed to bring it. You're not allowed to drink on the march, but you had it with you, I know. I want a drink too. Not old enough yet, are you? But I've never tried before. I don't want to die without ever tasting it. Give him a little. Petrova. Fine, take a swig, but not too much. We all need a share. Come on, brothers, warm up. The Sister, and Big Daddy. Frost Nova, and Patriot. You know these infected? I do, Officer Chen. This final battle must be fought. Do we have a choice? We may not. Look behind you. They're not even trying to hide themselves anymore. The black raincoats. So, we have to fight them. This is what we must do. If we don't, we'll fall short, and the business of pushing the special forces into the Yetis becomes pretty unconvincing. Unless you could convince them to surrender. As long as there's infected behind them, they won't give up. Amiya. I won't force you to fight. I'm sorry, Officer Chen, but we will witness it. The LGD fought bravely. No one can deny that. You fought for Lungmen against the invaders. This is how we will help you against those special forces. And for our sake, you must record every battle for the infected. Every single one. Amiya. Officer Chen? When this battle is over, let's grab a bite together. But I'm infected. I don't care. The loudmouth and the tall lady, they won't mind either. This battle is going to cost a lot. For us, it's a battle. For Lungmen, it's a war. And that's what war is. But whoever it was that planned all this, they're not here. Say, there's something I have to tell you. But not right now. Yeah, not right now, Officer Chen. Doctor? Don't want to watch? Just like in the ruins of Chernobog. You're right. I decided. I need to see it with my own eyes. Together. Oh, we don't call her Big Sister because she's older than us? Why am I just learning this now? Well, it works for you. You were 3 years old back then. Hey, what's with the attitude? Did you get drunk off 2 sips? And you cried out for food, did I feed you or not? That was then. This is now. You know, it's funny. I'm suddenly thinking about those Rhodes Islanders. Why? That one cat with the hot body, the one that said she wanted to drink with us. Too bad. She looks like she'd be able to hold her liquor. She looked like a real good time. Not the little rabbit. She can't be old enough yet. What is she? 16? 17? More like 14. She just seems older because she talks fancy. Old as Sister was. Back then. Let's toast them one more time. So it is said, so shall it be done. So shall it be done. So shall it be done. Arknights should be more coordinated. Get out of here. The Yetis can only hold them back for a while. You don't think what they're doing is incredible? If we die, then they did it all for nothing. Phantom Crossmen say we can't go back to Chernobog, so we're going to a new place. You don't care where our new base is? Wherever it is, I'm going with you. You Arknights are no different from us. I was hoping they'd treat you better here. Turns out it's the same as it was in Ursus. Infected suffer the same everywhere. Not what you said when you first got here. People change. Yetis? Are those the Yetis? It's the Yetis, right? Definitely. Yetis. Yetis. Why are you Yetis like this? Don't die. I won't let you die. Just hold on, I can save you. I'll get you to safety. Why do you infected want to die here? The special forces stopped attacking? No, looks like they're pulling back. Seems they're giving us the initiative. Are we showing the power of Lungmen's law enforcement? He underestimated us. Never mind. Listen up. This is the last wave. Don't disappoint the people, or Chen, sir. We'll show Reunion how powerful Lungmen is. The infected won't dare attack our city again. Phantom Crosswoman, don't let us down. You have to get our sister back to the old man. He's running out of time. We should spend it with him. We don't have much time left ourselves, huh? Ready? Ready. Let's give back our lives. Let's show them what the squad trained by Bolderel Casti, Ursus's greatest soldier and led by its coldest nightmare, can do. The last of Sisters Originium Arts. Frost Originium, ready to loose. Nesty, we're coming. Yetis! Alright, so before we get started, we are going to take a little break because we do have an ad coming up here.
Great.
So yes,
I feel like some exercise.
little break, and we will get right back into things. Alright, I have returned. So, looks like they're first coming up on top here. I almost feel like we maybe could have placed Vigna if we're going to be facing slugs, but we shall see. Okay, so I was going to say we probably maybe should have checked this before we deployed anyone. But it does look like it's not going to cause too much trouble as long as we plan around it. I was kind of expecting that it would cover the whole field, perhaps. But I'm very glad that that is not the case.
Keep writhing in the gutter.
Yeah, we are having a little bit of issue with slugs here. We're going to have more issue, probably. Though actually, Vigna does have a pretty good amount of killing power on her. Maybe she doesn't have that much that she can get rid of all of these slugs, but okay, definitely not. Probably should have done something about that, but oh well. I don't know that we want Vigna here in the long term either. Whoops. Probably don't need to spend quite so much time.
Garbage.
Don't need to spend quite so much time deliberating over every choice we make here. Especially because we're about to lose the mission. Alright, so let's try that again.
Did anybody get hurt?
So yeah,
Doctor?
again, I waited a little bit too long there to start placing our units down. Oh well. Operation 612, snow upon the Tundra.
Well, I'll be sure to bring you some good news.
I think we'll try Vigna up top. And yeah, so this is a pretty decent amount of time between activations, so we might actually be able to place a unit in the area of it without too much issue. I'd rather it be a defender or something, someone who doesn't mind being cold quite so much. So yes, probably we want to place Pure Stream a little bit early if we're placing her at all, just so that we can have more, have other units have higher priority when appropriate. It looks like we might need a defender a little bit earlier than I was thinking. Because yes, Scavenger is doing well, but she isn't going to be able to hold them all back on her own. So yeah, it looks like the crystal doesn't even actually do any damage. Unless I was mistaken there, but... So...
Let's take them all out.
I don't know, I'm feeling like Meteor is probably not a great choice, because then we're going to get situations where people are going to end up frozen.
Oh, victory shall be mine. Open fire. Wow, did that splash of cool water wake you up?
Let's see. Cool water is probably not what we want in a situation like this, but
Love that battlefield smell.
we've got to take what we can get, I suppose.
Focus fire.
We might want to, I was going to say we might want to be a little bit more choosy about who we put
This should work.
on the bottom lane in the long term. Ideally, we want someone who has a fairly good,
Unauthorized discharge.
we want someone who is fairly tough, fairly high defense, so that when the creatures come who
Hear the roar
take
of
advantage
my
of
chainsaw.
frozen units and do extra damage to them, they won't
Fresh blood
die
melts my
immediately.
saw. You end here.
Yeah, generally speaking, the mission isn't doing too poorly.
Fire.
I don't know that we want to play Steward here either. I guess we also have a whole slot for a medic that we are not using. We have a whole medic that we're not using, perhaps
Here we
even.
go.
Um,
Don't worry if you see fire. That's just a sight.
I don't know that we want Moose there necessarily,
No,
which is why I put her there, but
that's all.
we could probably, I was going to say we could probably switch out Vigna, but it looks like we're maybe not going to want to do that. Because yeah, we don't have anyone to switch her out to is the problem.
Just how long my blade
Yeah,
shall
I don't
rip
think
you in your
Moose would have been a
fall
better
from
choice for the position than Vigna.
A fine reach and
Alright, so we are going to have some issues here,
make this place hotter.
and we are going to probably lose the top row unless I'm very smart about this, but I think we got a few too many slugs here.
No problem.
So yeah, so yeah, we need to have
Situation
AoE
is
damage
getting worse.
for
Should we
the end
retreat?
there.
We can come back when we're stronger.
I didn't see quite how far we were into the mission, but I have a feeling that we're a pretty good amount of the way in there. Yeah, we definitely need more AoE for the end of the mission, like I was saying. So we'll swap Glaucus out for Shiryuki, feels like a good choice.
Understood.
So yes, Shiryuki. If we're careful with how we position our casters, we might still be able to get good use out of them. In fact, let me look at the map instead of going completely blind here. So yeah, so there's nothing we can do about the crystal. It's just going to go off when it goes off, one way or the other. But, again, if we are careful about how we place our casters, not our casters, our snipers, artillerymen, I'm trying to think how we want to... I don't know. I think probably we just want to use more Centurions, basically. We want to use any Centurions, more or less. That's probably the bulk of what we want to do here. Yeah, dealing with multiple enemies at once is probably fine. We are going to have situations where we're going to have multiple slugs at a time, but as long as we have any guard at all, basically, as long as we have any guard at all doing the attacking, they're going to go down fast enough that the slugs are going to go down fast enough that the what's the word I'm looking for? The slugs are going to go down fast enough that even if we use a guard that only targets one enemy at a time, they will still explode in quick enough succession that our units will freeze, basically. Your stream did do a pretty good job of keeping frost off of our units a few times, but I don't think that she can necessarily be relied upon to do that. But actually, now that I think about it, right. We didn't get a chance to use her for this purpose in the last mission, so let's try out Snow Sam. This is essentially her bread and butter here. And I think this would probably be a great opportunity for barbed clawhook, specifically, because we're going to encounter a lot of slugs. So yes, I don't know that we necessarily need to level her up, because we're mostly using her for her skill, and not even for the damage on it. So yes. Yeah, barbed clawhook. Every 5 attacks, she will snag a enemy, and if it is a infected creature, as the slugs are, it will be silenced for 8 seconds. Yes, the 8 is including the +4 there. And I didn't actually choose her. Who was I going to swap her in for? I think it might have been Moose, maybe? I don't know. We'll swap her in for Moose. But yes, we can probably have her block as well. If we have her block, we probably want her on the ground, but placing someone in front of her would probably also be fine. She has range.
I just need to remember my training and work hard.
Like she said, it'll be alright. So why wouldn't we trust her? But yes, Metoe Maru is fine. Yami is fine. We probably could have used her up top, but other than that, she's fine. Yeah, Shiryuki and Meteorite will be necessary for that end phase, I think. We might also consider using a ambusher. I don't know if we have an ambusher who would be particularly good against the slugs. Waifu would actually still be good. She's not an ambusher, of course, but Waifu would be good because she'd be able to do burst damage and silence them. She wouldn't be able to take them out on her own. But again, the silence would be a big factor as well in reducing some of the issues in that last, what I assume is the last wave. It felt like a very final wave. I don't know. I don't know if I personally want to use Waifu for this specific situation. I feel like we can do without. Yeah, as for Steward, honestly, I feel like we probably just want to swap him out for another artilleryman, probably.
It's not time to head out yet, right? Let me hang out
So,
for a bit longer.
I think this should be fine. Again, there is a part of me that feels nervous about the idea of possibly exploding multiple slugs at once, but I think that's just
Please
gonna
take care
happen,
of yourself
more or
while I'm
less.
gone.
I don't think there's any real way around it. Oh, right. So yeah, this is gonna be slightly suboptimal, but
Here I go.
whatever, I suppose. Such is the way of things. But yeah, we're going to need to be mindful of how we position the rest of our units, such that we don't mess this up. Because yeah, again, we ideally don't want any of our enemies leaking through. I think if we're going to place her, we might as well place Metoe Maru a little bit earlier.
Oh, my
But yes,
blood
Vigna doesn't quite have enough killing power. No, actually, okay, she has plenty. She's fine. I was going to say, she doesn't seem to have enough killing power to get through that wave on her own. But, yes, she does, actually. Foolish of me to doubt her.
Delivery! UNT!
Alright. So. Vigna, yeah, isn't going to be able to block this on her own. This is slightly more optimal, I think, in terms of positioning Frostleaf. But yeah, we probably want to place our artillerymen a little bit earlier, as soon as we can get away with, basically. Maybe in an ideal world, we would have placed her after Matoi Maru, or before Matoi Maru, but such is the way of things, once again. Frozen on the bottom there. Uh-oh. Yeah, we are going to have some issues up here, but... Oh dear. We're going to have a lot of issues up here, actually. Probably we should have used that other medic like I was thinking about, but oh well. This might be a good time to consider putting stock in... Okay, well, we've lost. Anyway, now might be a good time to consider putting a multi-target medic on the field again, considering that we are facing a unusually large proportion of explosions. Whereas again, last time we were still facing explosions, but they were spaced out enough that they weren't that big of a deal. We usually didn't need that much healing on that many units simultaneously. I don't know that fine blending is what we want for this mission. I think it's probably about fine, probably about even. Yeah, we probably don't need the burst healing, and if she does get frozen,
With pleasure.
fine blending would still buff her. Yeah, still buff her talent, so I think that's good. But yeah, so again, it's slightly more efficient to place Vigna on the top, I think. But she did deal with the wave on the bottom perfectly fine, so...
I know what to do.
Honestly, it might just not be an issue.
Battle stance ready.
So yeah, we can probably get away with waiting a little bit longer to use our medics, I think.
Garbage.
Yeah, I say this because I want to deploy a artilleryman a little bit earlier. Yeah, again, we ideally don't want to hit the... Ideally, we don't want to be taking them out when Vigna could be getting DP off of them. Okay, this is fine. So, I think we are going to need to start making choices soon, though.
This is my first time being so close to a battlefield.
I feel like... I don't know, I don't think this is a good option, but it's the choice that we've made, so... This is almost certainly not a good option, to be honest, but it is what it is. Oh, do I still have... I do still have telescoping electric net. I don't want telescoping electric net, unfortunately, but... This is going to be a little bit of an issue, but it's not going to be a huge problem, I don't think. Okay, it's a problem.
Watch how I get them with one shot.
So yeah, so we need to have...
Do my best.
Uh-oh. Alright, this should clear us up pretty well. We're doing pretty good for healing, honestly. But I think we want a little bit better. So yeah, so that was not a great telescoping electric net there.
Anyone hungry?
Probably we could have waited a little bit longer. Not awful. Not great, though. Yeah, the defense on Gummy is doing a lot of work for us, though.
Hurry up.
Scavenger, we can swap out. We might just want to put more DPS on this top lane. Uh-oh. That's unfortunate. Alright, this should get us nothing, apparently. I was hoping that that would catch multiple slugs, but it seems that her ability prioritizes further targets, which I definitely was not expecting. Not that I really had any preconceived notions about how it would work, but I don't know, it didn't seem like the main targeting priority. I had assumed that it would prioritize targeting, maybe not necessarily... Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I was expecting, really. Not that, though. Not what happened, so... Yeah, so we've got our whole bottom line frozen here, so we just need to swap units in to deal with that a little bit faster. Very good, very good. Once again, we've had precisely one enemy slip by.
Some flee. Wariness, a must.
Not bad, not bad. Definitely could have been improved upon, but I think that's good. And I think that we are good for today as well. But yeah. Good for getting back into things. Could go a little bit longer, but I think I'm not going to push myself too much. My hand is a little bit sore. But yes. Now, we have finally triumphed over the beast that is Operation 611, and we are free from that nightmare. What nightmares more will come in the future have yet to be determined, but I'm glad with what we have done so far. So, as always, if anyone has any raid suggestions, I would be delighted to hear them. If not, I can find a target on my own. One way or the other, though, I will go over the business, and then we will wrap up. Uh-oh. Looks like we've got a bot. We don't want that. Be gone. Alright. There we are. Okay. Anyway, as I was saying... What was I saying, actually? Right, so... Tonight has been Arknights. Tomorrow will be Uma Musume. Probably closer to 8 p.m. Central Time, though I will aim to be as close to 7:30 p.m. as I can. Let's see. Oh yes, and Saturday will be Arknights once again, and that will be around 7:30 p.m. Central Time, assuming nothing unusual happens. But yes. So, other than that... yeah, not a whole lot to be said other than that. We've already gotten the business out of the way. And I'm not seeing any raid suggestions. So I think tonight we are going to go and drop by Asa Chibi VT, who is doing a collab, it looks like. Yeah, she is playing Peak. I've heard of this game. I've heard a lot of people making a lot of jokes about the name of it, but I don't know anything about it. I assume that it's a game in which you climb things, probably. Make your way up a mountain, perhaps. Hence the name, but honestly, it could be anything. Again, I have pretty much only seen... The only coverage I have seen of this game, more or less, is the titles of streams and VODs and whatnot, saying things to the effect of, this game is Peak. Yes, which it literally is, in fact, so... Anyway, looking briefly at it, it does look to be a game about climbing a mountain. Maybe more than one, but I don't know. I have absolutely no frame of reference for this. But yes, so with that, let's actually get the raid set up, shall we? Yes, Asa Chibi VT. Alright, and the customary raid message is, as always, we have arrived. And so, thank you all for being here tonight. I hope that you have had a fine night. I hope that you will continue to have a fine night every night. And I hope that you will be well until the next time I see you. Thank you all very much, and farewell. Let us get this raid underway.